Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Vintage Fishing Reel Rescue. Today we have this Thommen Recorde fishing reel. It's a 400 series. Made in Switzerland, this one is. I did not find any information on the year, when these were made or anything. I believe it is quite old. It has some writing along here along the edge here. It says France, Sweden, Switzerland, USA, Germany, and Great Britain. Also has a number 5 stamped here, just past the 400. I don't know what the significance of that is. Quite a neat old reel. This looks like pretty old one. I'm going to see if I can find some more information out on this, but I have not come across anything yet. Found a few online on eBay for sale, but no real information about it. Let's see, this fishing line's all tangled up here. Alright, today we're going to get this one working. The bail on it is quite stiff. Does not want to release all the way on its own. It does, the anti-reverse is not working. It does go forward and reverse. The way the anti-reverse works on this is this knob here, when it's pushed all the way out to the handle, allows you to go into reverse, and when you spin it the other way, right now it's kind of locked up. When it's spun all the way in against the body, that's when it is supposed to lock it out of reverse. It does not seem to work at all. There's what's called a friction spring in there that actuates the anti-reverse. I don't know a lot about this reel. That was some of the information I did find out. It has a stiff spot in it right there, as you can see. It hits. You can get it past that. The drag is back here on the back. I have never touched one of these. I've never even seen one of these. Picked this up recently, and then today we're going to service it. So you get the spool off. This one threads off or spins off, however you want to say it. This string is becoming quite annoying. There, see that spins right off. There's quite a bit of garbage in there. And quite dirty inside here. Not sure how the rotor comes off quite yet, but I'm going to find out. Alright, let's take the handle off here. The handle just spins off. And this knob, this here will come off like that. Threads right. Yeah, let's see if we can get these screws broke loose on it. They seem like they're quite rusted, but that one come. Okay, I don't know if that, quite a wide fat screw for the size of it. Let's see here, get these ones. Never seen a screw like that, so hopefully I don't lose one and never be able to replace it. That one is a long one, threads all the way in. Looks like it goes to the other side. I'm wondering if that other side is going to come off also. And that one threads all the way through, so we need to pay attention for that. There's two different size screws there. Let's see. And maybe it's this side that actually comes off. Let's find out. Yes, this side is coming loose. I've also noticed here there is an oil port for lubricating it. There's some spring here. That has something to do with that drag by the looks of it. Right. There's this crossbar. We'll take that out. Take that washer out, take that brass piece back out. I've never seen one like this. This is very interesting. Actually, I think that the only thing that makes the drag work is there's a slot here with a pin on that axle shaft. And the friction here is what makes it the drag work. Okay. Okay, looks like we removed this screw here. And we'll be able to get the rotor and axle shaft out. Okay, that's a set pin. Or set screw. I'll set that in my parts bin. Now let's see, this should pull out, I'm thinking. And it does not. Okay, the rotor does. Seems to be caught on something. There we are. Okay, now we can, axle shaft is free. We can try to get that out. Looks like, how does that come out of there? Okay, there's a washer that come out of in here. It's got to come off that somehow, but there's no room for it to go. That other side has to push off. Yeah, okay, there we go. I figured it out. That other side did actually push off. It was just stuck. So now I can get this T-block off. Drop that out. The axle shaft slides out the back. This is a very simple rod. Very interesting to me. Not a lot to it at all. Here's the main gear. We'll take that out so we can clean it up. There's the bail release right there. Pinion gear, there's absolutely no bearings. There's just all brass. Okay, I took all these pieces out to the sink, scrubbed them up with a little mild dish detergent. That works really good for getting off the grease and grime off the body. Clean these internal parts up. We'll use a little bit of penetrating oil on them. That breaks up that old grease and stuff. Get some Q-tips here. So I think I'm going to use this stiff plastic brush here and try to get a lot of that broke loose with that. Take a screwdriver and scrape that out. I want to be careful not to damage the gear. See, that grease is quite hard. You can see it's flaking off. It has not been serviced in some time, obviously. Okay, I've got all the parts and pieces cleaned up other than the spool. I'm going to do that and the handle in a little while. I'm going to start reassembling. I'm going to lubricate as I go along. Alright, we've got the main body. I want to put a little bit of grease on the axle shaft as I put it in. This one slides in from the back. This is definitely different. Most of them come in from the front, from behind the rotor, or under the rotor, through the rotor rather, but this one does not. This one comes in from the rear of the reel through the drag opening here. Slides right in. Now we have the rotor here. I'm going to put a little more lubrication on this. Make sure that's good and free. I'm going to brush these gears out here. Okay. Now this, I've already lubricated the axle shaft. I'm going to put just a little more out on the end. And then we'll put a little lube on this brass. It's more to protect it because the brass is actually a bushing. It does not spin. It stays stationary in the body, and the shaft spins inside of it. I mean, the rotor spins inside of it. I'm going to fill the teeth up on these gear. There we go. Okay, we'll slide that onto the axle shaft and then into the body. The main reason I put the grease on this so it doesn't corrode and get corroded to the body. Axle shaft I can actually leave out. Put this in first. I'll put my set screw in. I'm going to put just a touch of grease in the hole for that set screw, and that is to keep it from getting corroded to the body also. That steel with aluminum, sometimes they'll corrode together or get corroded together, and then you never get it apart. So snug that screw up. That holds that rotor in place. That rotor is spinning nice and smooth now. A lot better than what it was. The bail's triggering as it should. Clean up behind this bail a little bit back in here. I should take some time and polish this up. I bet that would really polish up nice. And kind of see a little bit of a shine to it right now, just doing this. Getting a little more of the dirt and corrosion off it anyway, so may as well go ahead and try to polish it up a little bit. I may disassemble this later, get the Dremel out and polish that up nice. I don't want it clean. I guess I don't want it too clean. It's vintage for real. I like it to look that way. Slide the axle shaft in. And I remember that this pin was pointing up when I took it out. Okay, now this brass piece slides on. We had this washer too. I don't want to forget that washer. I'm going to put just a little coating on this just to protect it from the elements, mostly is my thoughts. Keep it from getting corroded into the body or getting ruined. That washer goes there, and this will slide in. Get that shaft back up to the top. And slide like that. Slide straight in. It's not in all the way. Maybe that washer wasn't there. I'm sure that fell out of there though. Set that off. That's the only place it could have went. For some reason it's not sliding all the way in. Okay, that's what the problem is. The washer back on. This gets that shaft, or that pin goes into that groove. That's where I'm having the issue. Now I see. Okay, I gotta put the washer onto the shaft because it's preventing that from sliding in. Now I can put that washer. Alright, let's pull the axle right out here. Go like this. That like that. That goes there. Hold my finger over the end to keep it from sliding out. Put this in. Now it goes all the way in. I can put this. I'm gonna put just a touch of grease on it. Don't need much. That onto there. I also notice there's a felt washer down into there. I'm going to put just a drop of oil on that just to keep it. There we go. Then we'll spin that back on. I'm going to actually back that off and put just a drop of oil on those threads. No need a lot. It'll spread around as you turn it in. There we go. And that keeps that nice and free on there. Keeps it from getting stuck. That drag is actually working a lot better than it was earlier. Nice. That's really impressive. I like that. Okay, tighten these up. That one's good and tight. Don't need to be overly tight, but snug. I'm taking brush that a little bit right there. A little bit of dirt on that I wanted to get off. Alright, now, still trying to figure out what this spring here does. I'm not really all that sure. Looks like it lines up with the notches on that. See if there's a, maybe that's like a clicker. Stick this side cover back on. Oops, just a touch of grease on that. Thread's there too. And this oil port that's on the outside cover lines right directly up with that opening there, which is pretty neat, I think. Put another drop there while I'm right here, just to make sure that's good and oiled. Because it was quite stiff, and now it's freed up nicely. Put just a little bit of oil on these threads here, grease, I'm sorry, on those threads there, and we can spin the rotor back on. This it needs cleaned up. I'm going to have to go scrub this up in the sink. Alright, got this all scrubbed up. I do think I'm going to take this back apart, polish this all up. I think that, you know, that's quite shiny looking. I think that this would really look good if the aluminum pieces were all polished and shiny. Maybe my opinion, but tighten that down so I can tighten that spool down nice. There, spool's tightened down. Loosen that back up. Put the handle on. And I see how that works. It is friction. It tightens down actually when you go to reverse. It tightens against the body and stops so you don't have reverse. But when you go forward, then it loosens up. So I don't know if you can see that. It'll stop. See, it stops when I go to... So you don't want any grease on that part of it against here and here. That's very interesting how that works. It's not the greatest reverse system, anti-reverse system, but it definitely will work. Alright, well, I appreciate you guys watching. Something else I noticed is that this is a folding handle. You loosen this little thumb screw up, and then you can flip it in and tighten it back up on the inside. That is a different kind of folding handle than I'm used to seeing. And right here on the handle it says Swiss made also. It's quite an interesting piece. I'm going to put a little lube on that just so it stays working the way it should. Put a little lube down in the... Let's thread that back out. Well, that don't spin free from that, okay. Actually it does, so let's put a little bit of lube right here on this side to get the handle lubricated. Okay. Snug that up. There we are. There. It's quite an interesting piece. It actually cleans up really nice. You can see there's hardly any, there's no scratches or damage to the body that I'm seeing, other than like the little bit of rust on the screw heads, which is fine. I don't really see any real wear on the foot. I'm sure this was on a rod at one time and has been used, but it doesn't look like it's been used a lot, or at least it has not been abused if it was. So, alright, that's pretty much it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. If you got anybody out there knows any information about this reel, like maybe the age of it or how I would find it out, definitely leave it in the comments. Let me know. I'm going to try to do some research, you know, back online again. Like I say, this one is Thommen Thommen, Thommen Recorde 400, and then it has a little 5 stamped in there. Says it is made in Switzerland. So yeah, if anybody has any information on that they'd be willing to share with me, I'd appreciate it. And thanks for watching this video. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, help my channel out, and hit the notification button so you know when my next video comes out.